Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and today I actually have some great people on with me. We're going to be talking about crypto today, cryptocurrency, and why you should get some, what's it all about, how do you buy it, what's a wallet, all that fantastic stuff. But today I've got Danielle Whitney with Team Whitney with Keller Williams, and I have Grant Luna with Anderson Business Advisors on. He's going to be the one that's going to educate us. And this is our show. So I want to remind everybody that it is interactive. Please feel free to ask your questions. Put them into the messages box, the text box. Let us know you're here. Give us a thumbs up. Say hello. And please, anything that we can do to help you guys and get you going would be fantastic. So I did kind of misrepresent for a minute there. We are going to be talking crypto today, but more of what we're doing is talking about the seminar that we're going to be putting on Saturday, the 29th. So Danielle, why don't you go ahead and give everybody the details of the seminar, and you could talk about in person, and then obviously as we'll be doing the streaming too.
So as Deb said, I'm Danielle Whitney from Team Whitney. I have a real estate team and I'm a real estate broker. Let's go back a couple years ago, my husband and I started investing in cryptocurrency. We've done really well. We've made well over 6 figures already. And this past summer, we bought another investment property with Deb as our lender. And we were not able to use those crypto accounts as our reserves or down payment for the purchase. Now, Deb has let me know that since then, now there's ways that you can take your crypto accounts and use that for your reserves down payment for purchases. So I thought, what's a better way for all of us to learn together, since this is a newer thing out here in this world. So we're going to do a seminar on January 29th. It's being held in Rancho Palos Verdes. It's going to be from 10:30 in the morning until noon. And we're offering 2 different ways. You can either log in via a Zoom link for the seminar, or you can come and visit us in person for it.
So the great part about that as well is you guys can log into that Zoom link, or like she said, you can go in person to her and actually see it live like a normal person, like the old school seminars. And you guys can also do it right here on YouTube. So I will be streaming the entire event here on my Mortgage Mom Radio channel so that you can't miss it. You can be doing it from your couch via Zoom, via YouTube, or going into Keller Williams in Rancho Palos Verdes. So I do want to introduce for you guys as well Grant Luna. Grant will be the one who is giving you all of the education and information that you need about crypto. So like I mentioned, what is it? How do you buy it? What's a wallet? Where's the best way to store it? What is an exchange? All that good stuff. So Grant, why don't you give us a little bit of background about who you are and why should people be coming to the event, whether it is YouTube, Zoom, or in person? What are we doing that day?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. So like you mentioned, I've been a part of Anderson Business Advisors for a while now. And what I do there is I host a weekly webinar. So actually today on Wednesday. So for people that are a part of Anderson Business Advisors, from there, I kind of do a mix of different things. So I'll help them kind of get a pulse of the current state of the cryptocurrency market, whether that be current events within certain cryptocurrencies or traditional financial markets or politics. So talking about what's going on with cryptocurrency regulations and things like that. But then like you mentioned as well, I help with a lot of like the tech side of things, because I know some of this is a little bit foreign for people. So I help them figure out, like you said, what wallets are, what's actually going on under the hood, how to do things like these hardware wallets. So just like this little device, how can these be secure and store a lot of money if you've been investing in it for a while, like Danielle has. And I'm also a part of the Orange County Bitcoin Network here in Los Angeles, or Orange County, I think is maybe a better way to put it. But basically it's a group of people that are passionate and have been investing in Bitcoin for a while now, and are really trying to connect with people in the local community, whether that be restaurants or retail, and hosting events and things like that. So basically helping people with education and showing them how, Bitcoin and potentially other cryptocurrencies can be vehicles of investment for them, or actually, taking place in commerce or as a savings technology and things like that. But the webinar will be a little bit of a mix of talking about history, because I think it's kind of really important to understand like the origins of Bitcoin outside of maybe what you're just hearing on mainstream cable news or online. I think it's really important to get that conceptual understanding of Bitcoin, where it came from, and the actual context that it was developed in. I think is really important in understanding the implications of what Bitcoin is. And then, like you mentioned, kind of showing a little bit of a technical guide. So if you're just brand new, how you can get set up with certain exchanges, the pros and cons of different forms of buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, how to store it effectively and securely and privately, and then even potentially kind of talk about some cool implications within real estate, because I actually have a little bit of a real estate background myself. So it'll be a great seminar.
Well, and I think that it is really good as well for us to talk cryptocurrency because, like Danielle mentioned, she actually purchased a home, an investment property earlier this year, and I did the loan for her. And she does have a good amount of crypto in her bank. I do as well, and it's not actually in the bank; it's actually in our wallets, right? But I actually do have a good amount of that as well. And I also purchased a home just a couple months ago. So, neither of us were actually able to use that crypto, and so now being in the lending field and having so many clients coming to me with portfolios, I am actually starting to learn what are the best ways that we can track the crypto, watch the investment as far as the deposits are concerned, and how can we then utilize that asset towards things such as, getting your mortgage and buying your home. The good news about that is that I've actually talked with the underwriting manager of JMJ Financial. His name is Tony Kuda, and he will actually be on the Zoom and on my YouTube channel streaming with us on that day. And he will be talking to us all about the different ways and options available for your down payment and for your reserves, and what is the best way to hold the money, where to keep it, how do we trace it. So that'll be actually, I think, fantastic for everybody to learn, because I do think that this cryptocurrency asset and vehicle is a very good investment. I think it's going to give us an opportunity to hedge against the inflation that everybody is talking about. So I don't know, Grant, if you kind of get into that at all about the inflation and how you can use Bitcoin against it or how it does hedge against it. But I think that's fantastic education for us all to give everybody. And then obviously, Danielle, you being in the real estate side of things, inflation is a big thing right now as well. And we're seeing, rents go up through the roof. I don't know if you happen to have a number, just being a real estate agent and talking about whether you should buy or you shouldn't buy and doing first-time buyer consultations, but do you happen to have or know off the top of your head about a percentage of what we're seeing the monthly rent on apartments and homes actually go up, inflate?
Well, it's kind of been at a freeze because of a lot of the COVID rules right now. It depends when the property was built, what kind of property it is, if they're Section 8 tenants, et cetera, et cetera. But historically, especially over the last 5 years, rents have absolutely skyrocketed. When we list any client's property for lease, we usually have 50 leads on it in the first week. It's super competitive. And as a first-time home buyer, the rates are so low right now that people can actually get into a property, and then you have the steady mortgage payment for the life of your loan. You don't have the risk of having things go up on you every single year after year.
Awesome. So I am going to, we're going to take a really quick break. Then we're going to talk to everybody that is putting questions into the feed, letting us know that we're here. So I'm going to acknowledge all of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to do that. It's going to be literally a 10-second break. Then when we come back, we're going to take any questions that you guys might have. And I'm going to ask Danielle, at being a real estate agent and this being the Mortgage Mom radio show, to talk to us a little bit about what she sees happening in 2022 with the market, property values, homes for sale, sellers market, buyers market, all that good stuff. So any questions you guys have whatsoever, please feel free. Again, put it in the feed. Let us know you're here. I'm going to take a minute to go through all of those when we come right back. All right, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I said it was super fast. It just gives us a minute, take a quick drink of water, and then keep going. So I am Debbie Marcoux. I'm the Mortgage Mom. And if you are listening to this on Saturday or Sunday by radio, yes, it sounds like it's two different shows from where I started to where we're ending right now, and it is. I am live on YouTube every Monday and Wednesday, and we take those shows and we put them together for one show for radio for 1 hour. So if you would like to be part of the show, you want to be interactive, you want to ask your questions, you got to watch me do it live. The best way to do that is to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That will opt you in, and you will get one text message a week to let you know that I have gone live. You want to not miss my show on Monday or Wednesday because I'm only going to text you one time. I will not haggle you more than that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and click that notification bell. Turn it to all so that you do not miss any notifications whatsoever. So I've got Heather that got on. She says, hi, everyone. My dad jumps on. He's my biggest fan. He says, hi. We've got the JRGT. So I don't know who that is, but he gave me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Heidi jumps on. She says, sounds great. Thank you, Heidi. And Soleil, she says, hi, guys. It's been a while. So Soleil, we haven't seen you, but we sure hope you're doing well. Carrie jumps on. She says, hey. So we do have some people listening. Again, I want to make sure that everybody knows it's an interactive show. We want to know that you're there. Say hi, put something in the feed, but please ask your questions. If you have a question and you're thinking of it, somebody else happens to have that same question, I can guarantee you. So you're helping everybody else by being secure in your own self with being willing to put that question up there. A lot of people get kind of scared and don't want to do it. Karen jumps on, my mother-in-law. She says, hi, Karen. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. And so here we go. So Danielle, I want to know about what you think the state of the market is for 2022.
Well, as we've seen, and we all know, 2021 was very, very competitive. Prices increased substantially over the last year and a half or so. I think prices will still continue to increase in 2022, just not at the rapid pace that we have seen. Interest rates are still at an all-time low, but interest rates are projected to go up this year. So if you can afford to buy something sooner rather than later, I encourage you to do so. But we're still going to be in the threes, which is historically low interest rates to be able to purchase a property. And for the competitive market, it's important. Our team does specific things in our offers to try to get our clients' offers accepted. Sometimes you're competing against 15, 20 other buyers. How are you going to make your offer stand out from the other buyer next to you? So our team has a lot of tactics we use for that as well.
So do you still think that properties are going to be 15 to 20, offers, all multiple offers, everybody outbidding each other? Do you think that's still going to be happening this year in 2022?
I think we're seeing more around 5-ish on our listings right now. We're getting, 5 to 7, we have submitted offers last year and there was 30, 40 on some properties. So right now we're seeing about 5.
Okay, which is still very good. And I think that a lot of people ask the question, should I buy right now? Are we at the top of the market? And the thing to keep in mind is that we have a housing shortage. We have a very big housing shortage. So even with interest rates going up and property values going up and being a little bit less affordable than they have been, we still have a housing shortage. So we still have too many people for the amount of homes that we have. So I don't personally think that we're going to see property values drop anytime soon. I think that we may slow down and not see the same appreciation that we did over the last couple of years, where everybody was kind of hunkering down and realizing they could work from home. Well, if we're working from home, we need a little bit bigger space. We need to have a home office. And so that really, I think, spurred a very massive move for people to, sell and upgrade or just get out of the apartment, go buy something new. But I do definitely see that our property values will continue to hold and go up, and we've got a shortage. I think for a seller, it's a great time to sell. How are you guys doing on listings?
Awesome.
Yeah.
We are very busy.
Good.
But yes, it's a great time to sell right now because, like I said, it's still a very competitive market. A lot of listings are selling well over our list price. Buyers are waiving their appraisal contingency, things like that. So if you are looking to move somewhere else, it is a perfect time to sell. And like Deb said, we still have a shortage of inventory. That's what's creating that seller's market. This has been kind of an unprecedented time for all of us because COVID wasn't expected. So you have a lot of people that don't want to sell at this time because they don't want a bunch of people coming through their property. You have people that want to move from condos to single family homes because they want outdoor space because of the pandemic. You have first time home buyers who want to get into the market because the rates are so low. So because we have that shortage of inventory, that's what's creating the market that we're in. And like Deb said, I think she's right. We're still going to see prices go up, just not at the pace that we've seen over the last year and a half.
All right. So, and getting back to Grant. So, and sorry, we're making you sit there, Grant. We brought you on for a crypto seminar. We want to make sure everybody knows to get in there. So, number one, Danielle, I want you to tell everybody how they RSVP in person or to get their the link to do it via Zoom.
So if you want to RSVP for the event, and we'll send you the Zoom link, or you can RSVP to come, you're going to text 59559. That's the phone number. So 59559. And in the text message box, you're going to type TW event. So the T is for team, W for Whitney, TW event. If you text that, it's going to immediately send you back a link with the RSVP form for the event.
So, and Mikey, why don't you go ahead and, oh, he doesn't need, do you have your headphones on, Mikey? Okay. Why don't you go ahead and type that into the feed so that people watching can actually do that. So we're going to text, and I'm going to see if I can remember this. So we're going to text 59595. Was that what it was?
59559.
59559, and we're going to text TW. So Tom Whitney event.
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 No S.
All right.
Correct.
So we're going to text that number, and you guys are going to get the link so that you can actually sign up to go in person to Ranchos Palos Verdes. So if you guys are in Los Angeles, you can go in person and watch the event. You will also get the link if you'd like to join via Zoom. And then if you want to be part of the streaming event on YouTube, I will be streaming it. I will be part of the event. You guys can watch, ask me questions just like you do on my regular show every week. And you're going to do that. You're going to text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. So text MOM. Make sure you guys opt yourself in. You're going to get a text link from me as soon as the Zoom gets started. And that way you guys can log right in and watch us right here on YouTube. So getting back to you. Karen asks, she says, when is the event? So it is January the 29th. And we are doing that at 11 a.m. That is, what time are you having people actually start to show up, Danielle?
In person. In person is 10:30 a.m. Zoom is 11 a.m. and the event's over at noon.
Yeah, so it's going to be nice. I mean, we're going to hope it's over at noon. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and Ethereum and all that stuff, it is so interesting and there's so much to it. So I do want to kind of bring you back in again, Grant. So as far as, we're talking about real estate, we're talking about hedging against inflation. I've got a pretty decent portfolio going right now with some Bitcoin and some Ethereum and a couple of others. Obviously, you see, and people are talking about the big roller coaster. It goes up, it goes down, right? Right now, we're kind of in a downtrend at the moment. But, as what are you seeing, future, what you've got more of the inside, right? I'm watching a bunch of YouTubers talk about crypto, trying to learn, right? So do you have anything that you could say that might entice people that are listening to the show today that want to be part of this seminar? Something that you can say that they're going to learn, or where you see the market going, or what's your inside trader's knowledge? Is there anything you can give us right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of viewed Bitcoin, at least recently, as kind of evolving into something like real estate as a form of investment that can really, change your family's life in the future, right? It's building generational wealth beyond just short-term gains. I do get how most people are viewing a space and volatility and they're seeing it crazy, but that's kind of the nature of like an emerging market. It's kind of finding its balance per se and finding the market for the investor, the consumer, whoever's using it. But I think it's only going to get, sorry, my voice is all off, got a little frogger. I think the biggest thing to realize is that this isn't something that's going to go away. I think at this point, it's kind of established itself as a technological force. And it's, I think, bigger than just like an investment, in my opinion. I think hopefully I can express that next Saturday and show people the true implications of Bitcoin. I think the other ones, I'll try to delineate between Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies and help people at least come up with some form of like a framework for understanding what they're investing into. So I think ultimately what I try to do is not to predict price movements in the short term, and I try to educate people or give people the tools to educate themselves moving forward, because that's what I want. I want people to walk away confident and secure that they can, do things for themselves and take hold of their own money. And I think that's something that Bitcoin really enables. And for people that have been watching the news, I think it's been really cool seeing things like El Salvador, which has made Bitcoin, local tender, and seeing what that is doing for countries like that, or now Argentina now having an impulse, and other countries starting to move that way as well. So I think as best as you can, educate yourself and find those resources that will help you moving forward. So I think my frame of reference for it is that education, and that's something you can always carry with you.
That's awesome. Thank you. I love that. That's what I wanted to hear. I want to get people understanding that they're going to get something fantastic out of this seminar. I think it's really important that we all, diversify our assets. And yes, of course, you need to have it in all different kinds of vehicles. But I personally believe in the cryptocurrency. I do believe in Bitcoin, and I do believe that is going to be a game changer for families down the road. So it is something that we all need to learn about, and it is very foreign, and it is very hard to kind of determine where do you get started and how much do you put in, and should I refinance my house and pull some cash out and go and buy a couple of some of this asset, or so I think that's going to be a really, really great seminar. I'm really looking forward to it. We do have Crystal. She jumped in. She says, hi, my question is, what can I buy with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? How does it work overall? So that is actually a fabulous question, and I'm going to let you answer that one, Grant, and then we're going to keep all of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency actual questions for the seminar on the 29th. So it is January the 29th, guys, 11 a.m. I'm going to be streaming it right here on YouTube. You'll be able to ask all of your very detailed questions that day. If you want to go in person, you are going to text 59559, and you're going to type into the text TW event. So Tom William event. And that is going to get you Team Whitney's link so that you can RSVP for the in-person, or if you would like to get on the Zoom versus streaming with me on YouTube, she'll give you the link for the Zoom as well. You guys are also welcome to call my office, and we will get you signed up. My good old friend and assistant Jenny will get you guys signed up right over the phone. So again, you guys can call us at 844-935-3634. So Grant, I'm going to read this question for you one more time so that you can give us a good sample of people asking questions that day and how you're going to answer the question. So it says, hi, my question is, what can I buy with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? How does it work overall? So let's start with the first question. What can I buy with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so it's still pretty limited right now. Like I mentioned, it's still very early. So it's only been, about 12 years since Bitcoin was created. And then for some of the other cryptocurrencies, like less than that, if not a couple of months that they've been around. And so I think right now it's kind of important to understand, I guess, the evolution of monies in general, right? And I think that's something that's really cool about learning about Bitcoin, is it forces you to learn about what money is and the mechanics of money and the history of money. So you kind of look at the trajectory of most monies throughout time, and they've always kind of started as some forms of collectibles, whether that's been like glass beads or seashells or stones, and then precious metals. And initially they don't really have that value, and then people kind of realize some have more value than others, and becomes that store of value that people realize can last over time. So I think most cryptocurrencies are still in that phase of like proving, can this thing hold its value over time before a business is really going to accept that for goods and services that they've worked for, rather are used to dollars and are used to dollars being around for a decent amount of time. So I think we're still like a decent ways away before you can go into like a Vons supermarket and use Bitcoin. But there are kind of, I guess, like intermediary ways you can use it. So for example, you can buy gift cards using Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for Amazon or Costco or different services called on something called like Bitrefill, which is a resource for that. I know other cryptocurrency providers like BlockFi, and I think Coinbase as well, and Crypto.com now have like debit cards backed by your cryptocurrency holdings, but it's still not direct like cryptocurrency to merchant. It's selling your funds and converting it to dollars. So still in the early phase and kind of a speculative wave right now.
So
I think one of the
No, go ahead. Go.
I think a good way to describe it right now, because I'm kind of new to the space too, only a couple of years, is it's kind of like stocks, right? So you invest in stocks in an account, and at any point in time, if you wanted to cash out, you can sell those stocks. Bitcoin right now, I think a lot of people don't understand. They think they're investing in, they're not going to be able to get their money back out. It's very simple. You can sell your Bitcoin at any time if you want to pull funds out of that account and transfer that directly into your bank account. So I think it's viewed more kind of like an investment strategy, but I don't have any of my stock accounts that have made even close to what my cryptocurrency accounts have made in the last year and a half. So I think a lot of people are also scared and they're like, I don't want to learn about that. And I think Grant's right. Crypto is not going away. And for those people that pay attention and learn and invest in crypto, I think they have the potential to literally set their family up for the rest of their life and maybe even generations to come.
Yeah. And I do think that it's going to take time before we're going to be going, straight Bitcoin to Bitcoin, like you're saying, walk into a grocery store and use your cell phone to pay with your, Bitcoin account for your groceries. However, I am starting to see that get adopted more. I was just online last night trying to find a new front gate for my new house, and the Iron Door Company had right on their website, "We'll take Bitcoin for payment." So I do think that we're going to start seeing that pop up more and more frequently. But as of right now, I think Danielle is right. I think we look at it more like it's an investment vehicle at this moment, store of value, somewhere that you place your savings. It is very, very volatile. It does go up quite a bit and it does go down quite a bit. But one of my YouTubers I was watching was talking about, it goes up 50%, comes down 25, goes up 50%, comes down 25. So the general scheme of things is that it has been on the uptrend for quite some time. I do think that future is going to lead us to some life-changing scenarios for families if you start to get into that crypto space now. All right. So Grant, how would you answer this one? And maybe this is when we have to leave for the seminar. So how does it work overall?
In terms of Bitcoin, how does Bitcoin work?
Yeah. So that was just the question. And so again, we get questions sometimes that are a little bit more generalized, and then we have to ask them to try to maybe break it down a little bit further. But that was part of the question, was how does it work overall? So what can I buy with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and then how does it work overall? So I don't know if she's talking about once I have it, what do I do with it, kind of a thing, maybe?
Okay. Yeah, I can try that. So let's say the example case of like actually using it. So basically, you're going to have some form of a wallet that you're holding that cryptocurrency on, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or anything else really. And that can be held on an exchange, which I would say isn't necessarily recommended. But for example, you can have a Coinbase wallet where you actually bought the Bitcoin on and you have an account sitting there. So kind of view that as like a Charles Schwab or Fidelity brokerage account. But from there, you have the ability to actually like send that to different wallets, or you can have your own personal wallet. Like I have software on my computer that is a wallet that is holding the Bitcoin that I buy from Coinbase, for example. So I buy it on Coinbase, I send it to my wallet on my computer or on my phone. And then let's say, for example, in your case, you were buying that gate using Bitcoin. It's kind of like sending an email in a way. So you're basically going to choose the recipient. Instead of an email address, it's going to be a Bitcoin address from their wallet that's either on their computer or their Coinbase account. And then I'm going to choose what the message is, the content of the message, which is essentially the amount of Bitcoin I'm going to be sending. So say it's a quarter of a Bitcoin for this gate, I'm going to enter in like 0.25 Bitcoin to this address and hit send. So I think the actual mechanics are really, familiar to people more than they realize. I think just the entire concept might be a little bit new, but the actual mechanics, once you do it a few times, pretty straightforward. And they make these things by design to get them more accepted, obviously pretty easy to handle for most people now.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go. Dave.
And the wallet, I think, because I was like a newbie not too long ago. So what he's referring to as a wallet, it's literally an app on your phone that is really password protected. A lot of them have like 24-word passcodes that you need to be able to access that wallet. So it's an app on your phone where you can buy, just like you're buying, different kinds of stocks, you're going to buy different kinds of cryptos, and then you can transfer them into that one app on your phone that's super secure wallet. Or like Grant said, he's going to teach us. I don't even have one of the external ones like he has. I'd love to learn about that. But it's basically just a secure app on your phone store, so people can't hack into your other apps.
Yeah. And I was going to say, so I've actually sent, Bitcoin from one exchange that I've bought from and another exchange that I bought from, because obviously when you're first starting to get into it, you're not quite sure where you want to buy from, or, should I use BlockFi? Should I use Coinbase? Should I use, all these different ones? So then I started consolidating everything together and sending money, all to one place. And to me, it felt very similar to actually sending a wire transfer. So for all of us that don't like to go to the banks anymore, we do everything online. Everything is computer, which is me. I don't even go to a grocery store. Everything is Instacart. So I figure out how to do everything mobilely, right? So when I go online to the bank to send a wire transfer, so if I have to wire somebody money, it feels very much like that. You're going to get the person's, routing number, basically is their account number or their code, and you're going to send that amount of Bitcoin to that person or that amount of Bitcoin to yourself. So I feel like it's very, very much like a bank wire transfer, similar.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good way to put it. And I think, not to cut you off, sorry, but
yeah.
I think that's kind of the really, I guess, good comparison that I like to put in my head as well, is the actual Bitcoin network itself is in a way kind of replacing traditional settlement layers that we're using for wire transfers, like Danielle uses for real estate. We're always using the Federal Reserve's settlement system. So in a very simple sense, that's what Bitcoin is trying to do, is allow people to have final settlement of transfers, whether it be money or any form of value, without needing a central bank or government to do so. So basically kind of removing the middlemen between any form of transfer.
Yeah, it's good. So Crystal gets on and she says, yes, once I have it, what do I do with it? Do I treat it like stocks? So that was kind of her question, was like, how does it work overall? So once I have it, what do I do with it? Do I treat it like stocks?
Yes, you totally can. It depends too on your time frame in which you're looking at, right? So if you have a 30+ year time frame, just like real estate, then yeah, you just kind of buy it and hold it in your wallet and keep it secure and watch it appreciate over time. But there are ways you can obviously make it work for you. So for example, there's a lot of services that allow you to collateralize your Bitcoin, for example, and get a loan on top of that. So for example, I needed money last year. I didn't want to sell my Bitcoin and incur capital gains tax. So what I did is I used a service called BlockFi. I basically sent them my Bitcoin and they gave me $1 loan, and I just paid that off a couple of years. So different ways you could use it for sure.
Yeah. I actually did the exact same thing. So when I was buying my house, I wanted to get the assets that I had, but I didn't want to sell my Bitcoin. I do feel like over time in the future that Bitcoin's going to be worth a lot more than it, if I was to sell it at that point in time. So I actually used BlockFi myself to take a loan against some of my Bitcoin. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do to let that asset grow, especially if we have a long period of time to let that grow. We're not day traders. I try to tell people, I'm like, I'm not a day trader. I'm buying things and I'm holding on to it. It's for my financial future. It's, it's for retirement someday. So, I think that was awesome that you brought that up, Grant. So, okay, we've got Michelle. She gets on. She says, what is it called? Block what? So BlockFi is what we were talking about, but that is an actual exchange and a place that you can work with to purchase Bitcoin, to actually collateralize the asset, get a loan against your own money. So you're not actually selling your money, you're taking a loan against yourself. That is called BlockFi. We're talking about cryptocurrency today, Bitcoin. And so let's one more time go over the seminar, because I think that this is probably a good place for us to close it out, get people excited. We hope that they join us on the 29th. So it is Saturday, January the 29th at 11 a.m. It is going to start. I will be streaming it right here on my Mortgage Mom Radio YouTube channel. You will be able to put your questions into the feed just like you've been doing today on all of my previous shows as well. So I'll be able to read those questions to Grant or Danielle if it's about real estate, and you guys can ask your questions, ask away. You will also be able to go in person to Ranchos Palos Verdes. You can meet Grant. You can meet Danielle from Team Whitney at Keller Williams. You can go in person if you'd like to do that. And you are going to text the word TW event to 59559. So TW event, you're going to text that to 59559. That is how you're going to get your link to sign up for the in-person. She will also be running a Zoom. So if you prefer Zoom over YouTube streaming, you can log in and join via Zoom. So text TW event to 59559. If you guys want to do it via YouTube right here, stream with me with Mortgage Mom, you guys have two ways to do it. You can subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Turn it on to all so that when I do go live, you get a notification from YouTube. You can also text the word MOM to 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. You'll get a text message right when we go live with the link to the YouTube channel, so you guys can click on that and jump right in. So, Grant, I have one more question for you before we wrap it up. Anderson Business Advisors, do you guys? I'm trying to figure out. Yes, I think that this is awesome. Bitcoin's great. You remove the middleman. But do you know of anybody that is similar to a Merrill Lynch or a Charles Schwab, an advising company that someone could reach out to and say, I don't know what to do with this crypto thing. I just want to give you some money and let you manage it. Do you guys do that?
So that's not something that Anderson Business Advisors does. I do know that certain exchanges offer that service, such as like River Financial, I think is a really good one. So it's a Bitcoin only exchange, but they do have like white glove service for people that just want to have them get the money and set up the account for them and do everything like that. So if people want that hands off and really handheld service, I think River Financial is a really good one. I don't think many of the major institutions do yet, but I think that'll probably change within the next year or so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just feeling as I'm watching all of this cryptocurrency, and like I said, you've got your, Ethereum and Bitcoin and, Cardano, and we could like name a million of them, right? It seems like it would be good, possibly, if somebody maybe didn't want to be in the stock market, but instead they wanted to have an advisor to be able to kind of diversify the assets a little bit, put a little here, put a little there. I don't know. It'd be really, really cool if we could get, if there was a company out there that you could go to and say, I'm going to send $500, a month. Put it somewhere, that'd be kind of cool. So if you happen, maybe that day of the event, if you find somebody that you think would be fantastic to mention, please bring that up. That'd be great. Absolutely. All right. So thank you so much for everybody for watching. Again, it is January the 29th. It is at 11 a.m. That is Saturday. You guys can stream it right here on YouTube, or you can text TW event to 59559. And that will get you guys the RSVP for in-person with Danielle and Grant, or you guys can join via Zoom. So you've got YouTube, Zoom, Facebook, Twitch, everything with Mortgage Mom Radio, and in person with Danielle and Grant Luna. So thank you so much, both of you guys, for being here. Appreciate it. I'm so looking forward to that Saturday. I think it's going to be amazing. And again, if anybody out there, if you guys have questions, you got to make sure you follow along. Subscribe to the Mortgage Mom Radio channel. Hey, and if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. That certainly really, really helps the algorithm quite a bit. So we hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Grant. You guys were awesome, and really looking forward to that Saturday. It's going to be great. The 29th, guys, 11 a.m. Don't miss it. If you can't find anything, easiest thing to do is call Mortgage Mom Radio. We'll get you guys all signed up. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.